Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick and I'm here with Sheriff Matthew Wade, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Hello, Sheriff.
It's always good to be on the show, John. I tell you what. Had a happy Thanksgiving, ate way too much turkey and pecan pie.
But not turkey that you
No,
killed.
this year we wasn't able to do the turkey fry again this year. Last year was COVID. This year is just pure economics in the sense of being able to get the supplies and being able to afford the supplies. Everything's kind of hard to get now, and hopefully next year we can get back to the turkey fry. We really enjoy doing that. It kind of gets everybody at the sheriff's office in the Christmas spirit. So
It's good turkey too.
it's good turkey, and hopefully next year we can do it. But this year I didn't have a fried turkey. I had a baked turkey. I was a little sad about that, but it was still good, and I ate the last bit of it last night with a turkey sandwich. So.
Well, while you were celebrating turkey, your deputies were out arresting folks. Let's take a look at the count.
Counts 4,890 people arrested, all because somebody was willing to help us out, and we truly, truly appreciate that.
Community
Sheriffing.
sheriffing.
Community policing, you know, sheriffs invented that way back when, and we try to continue that. And, you know, anybody that's a victim of a crime, when somebody steps up and says something or has that key piece of information, they're always very thankful for it. And most of the time, the people who speak up don't get enough thanks, and so I'm doing it now. Thank you for being willing to help us.
And thank you for making Calhoun County a safer place. We're going to take a break. You're going to see the first half of the lineup, and then we're back with a really important guest here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Scammers are now taking advantage of people's increased economic anxiety. One of the latest ploys is to phone unsuspecting victims and pose as representatives of utility companies. A scammer may identify themselves as your local power company. They may be able to identify your account number and even your name and address, but that does not mean they are legitimate. They may claim you are past due and your services are about to be shut off. Do not let the implied seriousness of this call frighten you into making a quick decision to pay. Instead, hang up the phone, then contact your local utility company directly using the phone number listed on your bill or on their website. Speak with a representative to check on your account. Never give your banking information over the phone unless you have placed the call yourself to a phone number that you know is correct. Utility companies do not demand your banking information by email or phone. They will not force you to pay over the phone as your only option. Any reputable company will never request payment by gift card, reloadable cash card, wiring money, or cryptocurrency. Some of the requested cards could be MoneyPack, Vanilla, Google, eBay, Amazon, or even an iTunes card. But you should know that there are still many more variety of cards the scammer could suggest that you use. If they ask for payment in any form of these cards, it is a scam. For more information, you can go to ftc.gov or call me, Nancy Hilton, at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up on our lineup, La Quinta Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, last known to be living in Southside, wanted for probation violation on obstruction of justice by using a false identity. And this is William Robinson. Mr. Robinson, last known to be living in Gadsden, he's wanted on a probation violation for robbery first. And meet Stephen Noel. Mr. Noel, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted on a probation violation, domestic violence strangulation, and violation of a domestic violence protection order. And meet Paul Christopher. Mr. Christopher, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence, strangulation, and suffocation. And this is Tony Davis. Mr. Davis, last known to be living in Weaver, he's wanted on a probation violation for receiving stolen property second. And take a look at Tammy Howard. Miss Howard, last known to be living in Jacksonville, she's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the lineup. You know where they are. If you do, call that Crime Stoppers number or call the Sheriff's Office directly. You call, they haul. Sheriff, we have a really fun guest from Piedmont School Systems.
You know, Piedmont playing for the state championship this coming Thursday. If it's not Thursday yet, we don't know what the outcome is if you're watching, because it plays several times through the week. But we are rooting for Piedmont for
Go
a
Dogs.
state, go Dogs, be a state champion, and we're excited to see how that turns out. So.
This is Jason Wright, and of course, he's the coach of the football. No.
I am?
You could be. You could do anything.
I wish.
But tell us what you're doing.
Well, I have the privilege of teaching fine arts at Piedmont High School and also Piedmont Middle School. I teach art, and I also have the opportunity to work with our after-school program and work as a theater director.
So fine arts in the public school system is a rare thing indeed, and Piedmont's doing an excellent job.
Piedmont has really, through their school system, has made their town a shining example of what a great city can be. And you know, wow, they have done a great job in things just like fine arts. And as a musical instrument player myself, I think everybody should be exposed to something art, music, something along the lines to give them a creative way to express themselves.
And Jason is a premier musician, vocalist. Do you play an instrument?
You're too kind. I play a little piano,
Okay.
a little body percussion,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a heck of a air guitar. I'm really good.
I do air
Really good.
guitar myself.
Now, I don't know, have we done a show together?
I don't, you know, John, I don't think we've done a show together.
We may not have. Now, of course, you,
haven't.
Jenny Wall, and I have done many shows together, and I know
Right.
she's done some stuff with you. Now, we might have done some exhibitions with,
Yes.
with Kim Dobbs.
Yes, we have. We've done some Christmas shows.
We
and things
have. We
together.
sang together. Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
But excellent vocalist.
Too
Really
kind.
beautiful voice. But tell us about. So I didn't know you were doing art, like painting art.
Yes, I teach visual art. My undergrad degree is in art from JSU, and I have a master's degree in visual communication design, also from JSU.
Wow.
So I really, truly love the visual arts, but I love all the expressive art forms. So I try to incorporate a lot of those things into my art classes and to any of the performance classes that we have.
So what kinds of visual art are you teaching?
Well, I dabble in a little bit of everything. You know, my students, we do, this year we've done in November, we were kind of looking at Dia de los Muertos, and so we've made sugar skulls, and we've decorated sugar skulls. We do painting, we do photography when we can, we do some graphic design using the computer because we're all about technology there at Piedmont. We do many things. I just try to give them an opportunity to find that thing that really lets them speak as an artist.
Do you have a success story for them?
Absolutely. So many, actually. I have several students who are studying at JSU and at Gadsden State on scholarships for theater and music. And the success to me is really to be able to see them enjoying the arts and having them a part of their life, not just in school, but as they have grown up and are going off into whatever they're doing, seeing them come back and tell me about how the art is important to them and seeing them come back and support. I have so many students who come back and support us, not only students who are in my art classes, but students who have been affected by what we're doing at the school.
You know, everybody talks about sports in public school, Sheriff, and teaching people team building skills, but fine arts, the arts, are also another way for people to become part of a community.
You know, have children. My son's a senior, my daughter's 21, fixing to be, and I still see parents out at different things. And they talk about their children liking different stuff. And my encouragement to parents is whatever your child, every child's different. And whatever your child likes, you need to try to foster that, whether it be sports, fine arts, and because every person's different and they're going to gravitate to different things, and there's none that's really more important than the other. And whatever that is, we need to expose our children to different things, not only sports but fine arts, musical instruments, different things, and let them choose what it is, and whatever they choose, help them foster that. Just as art can be used in many different jobs. In law enforcement, photography is a big thing. And you think, well, just take a couple of pictures. No, forensic photography happens in every law enforcement agency in America just about. And knowing how to adjust these photographs and I don't know how to do it. I know there's people that do, you know, and I know that they're well trained in it, and I appreciate them. And there's a lot of use just in photography. And there's a federal government teaches classes on photography for law enforcement. So it has it has a bigger, broader aspect than just expressing themselves. There are ways to make a living from these kind of things, and it shouldn't be discounted.
No, it broadens the mind beyond the reading, writing, and arithmetic. It broadens the mind and exposes people to different concepts and different ideas. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back. You can tell us more about what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're broadening children's minds up there in Piedmont. But stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Robert Benefield. Mr. Benefield, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence second assault. And take a look at Marcus Wallace. Mr. Wallace, last known to be living in Talladega, he's wanted on a failure to appear for obstruction of justice using false identity. And meet Mark Brown. Mr. Brown, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And this is James Poff. Mr. Poff, last known to be living in Piedmont, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana second. And meet Donnie Maddox. Mr. Maddox, last known to be living in Piedmont, he's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And we'd like you to meet Amy Lackey. Miss Lackey, last known to be living in Mumford, she's wanted on a probation violation of obstruction of justice by using a false identity and chemical endangerment of a child. And take a look at Austin Johnson. Mr. Johnson, last known to be living in East Aboga, he's wanted on a probation violation for theft of property second, DUI. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these people, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup. You know where they are. You call the Sheriff Halls. We're here with Jason Wright from Piedmont School Systems. Jason, the director of everything art-worthy at Piedmont. If your kid knows how to draw, paint, uses a computer to make graphics, sing, dance, act, it's Jason.
You know, and one thing about Piedmont, I don't know the exact process for it, but Piedmont, you don't have to necessarily live in Piedmont to go to Piedmont schools. Right. And I'm not sure the process of that, but Piedmont offers a lot of things that you can't get in some other schools, and people gravitate towards that. So if you have a child that's into the fine arts, and they could possibly come study under you.
Absolutely. I love that. I love, you know, the openness of our school system, and I've had several students who have come to our school system just for not only our athletics but for our fine arts. We have a new student that came this year who was really interested in fine arts, and we happened to be taking that student and a couple of other students down to the Walter Trumbauer Theater Festival, the state festival, this weekend. They passed from the district festival a few weeks ago, and we're going to be competing this weekend.
What are you competing with?
In Troy, Alabama, we're competing in a couple of solo theater performances, and we're also competing in a duet acting performance. So I've got two students who are doing a comedic scene, a contemporary comedic scene from a play called Almost Maine, and another student who's doing a monologue and some other musical pieces.
What's the monologue from?
I think I have to look at it.
Oh,
I can't remember exactly, but it's a good one.
So are you doing a production right now? Are you in production? Just
Well, we just closed out a wonderful musical review called All Together Now, which was a global event for theater that was sponsored by the Music Theater International Company. They made it possible for people all over the United States and all over the world. There were countries all over the world who all put together a musical review during the weekend of like November the 12th through the 14th or 15th. So we were all together all over the world doing theater together, and it's been a wonderful thing to be able to be back on stage. We were outside at our wonderful outdoor venue at Shell's downtown, the place downtown. If you haven't been there, it is
wonderful.
Awesome. You know, they got great food, and it's a beautiful outdoor venue, and they're great people, great folks who were so willing to support their theater program in the school and in the town. So it's been great. We had a wonderful turnout, almost 200 or so people.
Wow.
You know, they braved the cold and the smoke and the fires that we had to light for them to be able to be warm while we sang. But it was a wonderful time. wonderful time.
And so part of what you do costs money.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And the school system, of course, is well funded, I'm sure. And
Yes. Yes.
so, are you doing some fundraising for some
We
nonprofit stuff?
You know, Music Theater Internationals altogether now was given to us as a free fundraiser. So usually any theater production for us, a small production can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 to do, and that can be a good chunk for a school, for a small school system. So for them to be able to give us a musical review that we could do for free, that was a great thing to be able to help us fundraise for our departments. And now we're looking forward to a new production coming up, possibly 2. If I've lost my mind, we'll do 2. But just
Well,
maybe
you lost
one.
your mind years
yeah,
ago.
maybe
so
I lost it years
gonna
ago.
have to do 2.
So maybe just one production coming up, which is a surprise I can't tell you just yet.
You can't tell us?
I can't tell you, but I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Green. That's it. That's all you get.
Green.
Green. That's all you get. It's a hint.
Okay.
It's a hint.
Is
You
it
just
a
have to come
musical?
and see.
Is this a musical?
It is. Actually, both of those musicals
Ooh.
that we're looking at could
Green.
possibly have something to do with green.
Green musicals.
So
My mind
think
goes
on it.
somewhere. Interesting.
Yeah.
So talent pool is deep in
We have
Piedmont.
wonderful talent. We have, not only do we have wonderful student talent, but we have wonderful faculty talent and community talent.
Yeah.
The thing with Altogether now is that you were encouraged to bring in other parts of your community. So we were so happy to have Cast Theater from Anniston come, and they partnered with us. So we had people from Cast and their Kappa Kids group doing music with us. We had people from Anniston First United Methodist Church. We had people from Piedmont First Baptist. We had teachers. We had students. We had myself. All of us doing things together, which is really what the arts is about. How you get a chance to see that it's not really just something that the sheriff was saying. It's not really just about expressing yourself. It's about bringing your community together, about learning about each other.
Law enforcement's the same way. We want to be a part of the community. It's not us versus you. It's
Right.
just us. And you know, having that type of community and having everybody involved in your school system, it just makes the total living experience much better.
Absolutely.
Well, Jason, thank you for joining us today.
for having
Thank you
me.
for telling us about everything that's going on in Piedmont. Good luck. Break a leg. We love you. And we love you too, folks. So we have our Crime Stoppers part of the show and Crazy Criminals. So stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help our investigators on the following cases. First up, between November 22nd and November 24th, a steel backpack blower was stolen from a carport at a residence located on Bernard Couch Road in Anniston. And sometime on November 13th, a local citizen received an email from someone claiming to be with the Red Bull Company. This email offered a payment for a car wrap to advertise Red Bull. The citizen received a check for $2,950 deposited into his bank account. The citizen then returned $2,350 to the suspect to cover the wrap and expenses. And guess what? The check was found to be fraudulent. The scammer made $2,350 and the citizen lost $2,950. Lesson learned on November 13th. Stay alert. And that's it for our Crime Stoppers cases this week. So be alert to all those scams that are out there. And if you receive a scam or have any kind of information on any crime, give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Sheriff, I took a peek at this week's Crazy Criminal.
Oh yeah.
And you knew.
Oh, there, last
I think I knew where he's from.
It's from Scotland.
Is he from Scotland? He's
Yeah,
from
I can't even
Glasgow.
do it good. Yeah.
That's
If
a
you would
great
bring the
place to
picture
be
up. So what you see here is this young man. He decided to steal the blue lights from a police car in Glasgow, Scotland. He was last seen running down the street shouting, "Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo." If you recognize this guy, call Scotland. I don't know, but I can tell you one way to make cops mad: steal their blue lights.
Steal their
It's
blue
kind of like stealing their thunder. You know,
Oh.
you take away their blue lights. You know, just leaves them with the siren and no lights. They kind of get a little cantankerous about that. But that guy was brave enough to steal the blue lights off the top of a police car.
Well, you know, he's not wearing a kilt, but I'll bet you he was dipping into a wee bit of the whiskey there
He probably
in
was.
Glasgow.
He
known
probably
for
was.
their whiskey.
But he's still at large.
He's a large Scotsman
That's right.
with some bagpipes.
I don't know if he had bagpipes or not. We won't put that evil on him.
Oh my goodness. Well, we don't want anybody stealing your blue lights.
Nope.
Although we see cars on the street now with blue lights. I see this all the time.
Those
Drives
are
me nuts.
Those are well, blue lights in general are illegal, but I understand what you're talking about. People's headlights look a little blue,
Yeah.
but those I think are LED or some type of lights, and they do get annoying. And if you have them, you get probably flashed at a lot. But
And then I've seen people who put red lights up in their, like where their signal lights are. They'll put red lights in there. And
yeah, it's not good.
I don't know what that's all about, but you know.
I think the best lights you can put up today is Christmas lights. And I like, my favorite are colored Christmas lights. I like all the different colors. You know, my wife likes just the standard clear lights. I like them to be colored, and I like them to flash.
You got those outside your house?
No, I got them on the inside. I haven't had enough energy to go on the outside yet. I'm working on it, but I do wish everybody had a Merry Christmas.
And we wish you all a Merry Christmas. We've got a couple more weeks still for that. Shopping is out there. Sheriff, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Absolutely.
And folks, please stay with us for next week's show. We hope to see you then, but not in the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.